DM advice always focuses on storytelling, rules mastery, or improvisation. But what if the one skill you had to master as a DM had nothing to do with those? After 20 years of playing D&D, I realized that most DMs are missing that one thing, and that, unfortunately, it actually determines whether your sessions feel magical or terrible. So today, we're going to find out what it is, and by the end of the video, you'll know exactly what to do to take your DMing to the next level. Now, tell me, does this sound familiar? Alright, so Lord Blackwood's Manor. Oh, that's his name. Yes. So, the manor has 3 main entrances. The front gates are heavily guarded, with at least 6 sentries rotating every... Oh, dude, by the way, sorry. Real quick, it's just, you said sentries, and it made me think of that show. Which one? The one I told you about. 3 main entrances. Have you seen it? Rotating every 4 hours. Oh, it slapped. Right. The servants that last scene, side, you know, end of season 3. But there's a magical word that triggers if... Right then. Wait, sorry. What were we... I only spent 6 hours prepping, guys. No problem. Right. Sorry. We don't hang out enough. I'm sorry. Okay? This sounds great. Can't we? Yeah. Sorry. It's... Okay. So, yes. Let's infiltrate that Lady Isabella's castle. It's... a manor. Yeah, okay. Sorry. Manor. Lord Blackwood's Manor. I've been there so many times. As DMs, we spend so much time prepping that it's easy to completely miss all the disengagement signals from our players and to keep delivering prepared content to an empty room. And when you're focused on information delivery instead of human connection, you're not really running a game. I'm sorry to say, you're performing a monologue. Managing table energy is extremely important and underrated as a DM skill. It's a complex skill to develop because it's composed of several layers. But if we approach it methodically, we can start building it up. For example, what if... Alright, so Lord Blackwood's Manor has 3 main... Actually, Gabriel, hold up. Yeah, Gabriel, please. Pay attention. Your warrior has probably seen places like this before, right? Oh, yeah, I guess. I took the guard background, so... Well, I probably guarded such places. Yeah, what, like ramparts and matters are the same now? Dude, come on. Same difference. Right, maybe he guarded both, right? So, 3 main entrances. Is it a single building? Well, what? You're an architect now. I mean, no. I'm just curious now. It's actually a large main building flanked by 2 newer towers. Anything of note? Where the old stones meet the new construction? Okay, I'm curious too. But definitely not an architect. You both noticed the wine cellar entrance looks like it was added way later. Sloppy work? Could be. Or desperate expansion. Yep. Might be your way in. Same kind of information, but now the energy has completely shifted. Why though? Well, instead of delivering information, the DM made the players collaborators in discovering it. The DM noticed a disconnect after scanning the energy for a few seconds, and instead of just talking at them, they started connecting with them, making it way easier for the players to become invested. It's all about being an emotional conductor. So to become a master at quickly scanning the table, first watch eyes, body language, and participation levels regularly. 2 disengagement signals in 30 seconds means stop whatever you're doing. Phone scrolling, side conversations, dice organizing. These aren't necessarily rude behaviors from the players. They're signals that you can use. Then flip from telling to asking. When you spot disengagement, immediately switch from delivering information to asking questions about the scene. Instead of the guard rotation changes every 4 hours, try what would your characters notice about how these guards move. This forces engagement because they can't passively listen to a question. They have to actively respond. So maybe practice this switch. Take any piece of exposition you've prepared, and rephrase it as a question that puts players in the discovery seat. And then build your narration from their answers. When they respond to your questions, immediately incorporate their observations into what happens next. For example, if they say, "I notice if the guards look nervous," you respond with, "Actually, one of them is, and that nervousness makes them clumsy when..." This shows your players their input directly shapes the story, which keeps them invested. Never ask a question and then ignore their response to continue with your prepared content. Okay, cool. Now we know that as DMs, we should strive to become masters at managing energy levels, and that it starts with being good at scanning the room. But once you are aware of this issue, you might go overboard, and it creates another kind of problem. You enter the manor through the cellar. I told you, being a guard opens doors. Is that... yeah. You're inside now. The air is heavy. You can hear the guests talking loudly above. This is when we find out if this was actually a good idea. One wrong move, and you could be discovered. Please, roll for stealth. I have a heavy armor. Yeah, you might have thought about that earlier. Come on. 12. 8. Crap. That's not a lot, is it? Nope. Might still be a... Gabriel, you start hearing footsteps from the main hall. Never mind. Wait, we didn't take a short rest before. Yeah, You hear heavy boots heading right for you. Hold on. Can we... You might still have time, though. You see a large crate. You could hide in there. Dude, I don't like it, okay? It's not you. It's just real life stuff with hiding in tight spaces. I really don't like this at all. Come on, please. One more roll. Chill, maybe. Sometimes, as the DM, it's easy to completely miss the emotional temperature in the room. I like to think of tension as like a rubber band. Stretch it too long without release, and it snaps. You want to add drama, to have your players on the edge of their seats. Great. But what if the situation you're describing is making them relive painful memories? Or what if they're so into it, they start stressing a little too much, and the game stops being fun? Great sessions breathe with tension and release, not constant pressure. And when you read the room, everything changes. You enter the manor through the cellar. You're worried about that plate disadvantage thing? What? He's referring to the stealth check disadvantage. Oh, yeah, please roll for stealth. No, it's just, I really don't like tight spaces. Come on, aren't you a warrior? I don't think that's what it's saying. Well, yes, it is. No, it's not. Oh. Hey, no worries, mate, okay? We're just playing a game, and you chose this strategy. But we're here to have fun, though. Yeah, I just really don't like tight spaces, which means, don't worry. I don't want you to feel bad. Okay? So we'll just roll the dice, dial the descriptions back, treat this like numbers, and move on to the next bit. Yeah, dude, sorry about earlier. Like, I didn't realize. Does that work for you? Are you okay? Yeah. Thanks, guys, of course. Right. Let's do this. Same situation, but when you read the stress levels of the players and adapt your DMing style to meet them where they are, you avoid uncomfortable situations. The very tense, horror-like intensity you had in mind could have been awesome to play, sure, with another group. Adapting to your specific players and their emotional state is very important. What you might sacrifice in immediate tension, you will get back in the long run in trust and immersion. Now the players are able to live the scene in a way that works for them, and the collective story benefits from it. You're becoming an emotional conductor. By the way, you might feel like this is all well and good, but you never get to that point because players always derail everything you prepare. That's exactly why I created the Plot Engineering Blueprint. It's a short guide that helps you build stories that adapt to players' choices seamlessly. Kinda like your story's survival kit. And you can grab it for free by clicking the link in the description. So, this last bit is very important to get right, and here's what I suggest you try to get better at it. First, watch for real discomfort, not just game stress. Look for body language that goes beyond, my character might die. Things like withdrawing, going quiet when they're usually talkative, or explicitly mentioning personal discomfort. When someone says they don't like something, believe them immediately. Then, when this happens, pivot your approach without making it a big deal. Don't stop the game to have a therapy session. It's not your role. Just dial back the intensity a bit. Change your descriptive focus, or offer alternative approaches. Let's treat this more mechanically, or want to try a different way to go about it, is a good place to start. It keeps things moving while respecting boundaries. And then just check in briefly and move forward. A simple "that worked for you?" or "we good?" confirms they're comfortable, and then you get back to the adventure. The goal is maintaining trust and fun, not eliminating all tension. Just the tension that actually hurts your specific players in that specific moment. Good. You're an experienced emotional conductor now. Even so, sometimes the problem isn't pressure, but your player still might have mentally checked out entirely. And I'm afraid you might be worsening the problem.
Are we doing this?
What do you mean?
I don't know. You just...
Come on, man. I always do that. I'm all ears. Let's go. Right. So, Lord Blackwood enters, clearly agitated. He says,
"Someone has been asking questions about my business."
Oh, come on.
"What?"
Lord Blackwood doesn't like when we move.
"Who?"
Oh, come on.
Dude's gotta chill.
Go on, then.
Find out who, and make sure they understand the consequences.
Sorry. What was he saying? Do you even enjoy playing this game? Why playing alone?
Sorry, man.
Look, I was that dude. One of my best friends cannot stop himself from drawing random stuff when we play, and it used to drive me insane. But when you treat disengagement as a discipline problem instead of a conductor problem, it causes multiple issues. Calling someone out breaks immersion for everyone and can make the distracted player feel embarrassed. In our example, the players were not being rude at first, and the DM kind of made this situation bad because they were impatient. But what if there was a better way? Alright, let's do this. Lord Blackwood enters, clearly agitated.
Someone has been asking questions about my business.
Gabriel. Your warrior recognizes that tone. You've heard officers speak exactly like this before.
Oh, really?
When?
Yeah.
How? It reminds you of your old guild days. You heard the guildmaster speak exactly like this before Purge.
Oh, so when they were about to hurt people,
I mean, people have hobbies.
that they do.
It also conveniently means we're on the right track. He lowers his voice. You can both feel the air thickening as he continues. As the DM, it is your responsibility to redirect players' attention when you see them drifting. Is it fair? Shouldn't the players do this by themselves, like responsible people who just happen to like rolling dice and killing fictitious monsters? Well, yeah, in an ideal world, maybe. But you can either wish things were different in a perfect world, or learn how to face the uncomfortable real situations as they arise and keep having fun. Also, redirection works a lot better than confrontation, even for genuinely rude behavior, because it puts the focus back on the story you're building with the players rather than on the problem itself. So here's how to master focus redirection. First, give them a few seconds to naturally finish whatever distracted them, and then create your own entry point. Don't wait indefinitely for a perfect moment. If they're still organizing, phone scrolling, or side chatting after half a minute, that is your cue to redirect. The key is distinguishing between a quick distraction, where waiting is an option, and a full checkout, meaning you should intervene. After 30 seconds, they're probably not coming back on their own. Then, use the game as your ally. Create character entry points, not personal challenges. Don't ask, "Are you paying attention?" but instead suggest, "Your character would recognize this situation," or "This reminds you of something from background." Pull them back through their character, not through guilt. Making it personal works wonders. And then create a brief hero moment where their character knowledge makes them the expert everyone turns to. Don't just acknowledge their insight. elevated. Like, your military background means you are the only one who understands what this really means. Everyone looks to you. This appeals to their ego, which can be a powerful thing, because when someone feels like the star for a moment, they become your ally in maintaining table focus, and they don't want to lose that spotlight again. Of course, knowing the rules is good, and prepping can be very useful, but managing the energy and staying in touch with everyone's emotions at the table is what makes your players come back. Once you start conducting energy instead of delivering content, every session becomes more engaging, because instead of fighting with human nature, you start working with it. But sometimes your players will still feel like something is wrong, even if they don't realize what it is. So click on this video next to discover the 7 invisible forces that ruin D&D sessions, because once you see them at work, you will finally understand how to make your table just click.